All right, the deck we're going to be starting on today is Psychatog. I'm probably butchering the name, but this is a person who just top 8'd an event, kind of a pretty sizable event with this particular Tog list. And this one is kind of separated from what we've seen recently happening with the guys like AAA Furnace Camp really ratcheting down and optimizing the deck and getting all the air out. This deck is kind of a return to a more traditional variant. What do I mean when I say that? Stuff that's stock for Portent, for Duress, a bunch of Smothers, Counterspell, Impulse, Psychatog. These things are all normal, but we're moving back to Fact or Fiction. There's also no accumulated knowledges. This is probably going to be quite a bit more like the version that was featured on Shuffle Up and Play that Mangu just used to decimate Reed Duke with. So that's cool. I actually missed this card a lot. For Gush is normal. We are playing the 20th land. A lot of these decks have been pushing down to 19, in some cases even 18 lands, which is crazy. The sideboard is pretty normal, except for Lanny has infected somebody with something. These are Cabal Interrogators. This is not a card I particularly have an affinity for, but I'm playing this list as is, so we're going to try it out. It's a 2-mana 1/1, and you can tap a black, X and it. Target player reveals X cards from their hand of their choice. You choose one of those, they discard that card, activates a sorcery. Probably good against, like, if you get paired up against Dr. Seuss's Replenish. That might be a matchup where we want to bring it in, maybe any combo deck. We'll see. I think the card's a little bit too slow personally, but people have been trying it, and there's clearly been some success. Anyway, no need to ramble on. This is Psychatog. You guys have seen me play this. We're just going to play a Psychatog League, because in Premodern, the decks stay relevant and cool, so we can touch on them over and over, and it's still fun. Let's hop into a league. Another cool thing, I don't have any play points because I don't need them anymore. I can just join the league. Now, the flip side is I don't get the play points, if that makes sense. Like, I can't convert things into real currency, but it still works out pretty well. Okay. We are on the play for round 1, and this is Daybreak NeonMushroom. That's the first time I've actually seen that. I have not played a game. I have not played a game with this handle yet. Let's make sure everything is set up correctly. Yep. Hide the chat behind there. Looks good to me. Oh, let's actually open up chat just in case someone wants to talk to me. Show chat. There we go. All right. Opening hand contains Psychatog, Castable, Gush, Duress, Opt. I mean, this is like the most pre-con starter deck ass looking hand I've ever seen, so we're going to keep it, right? Get Duress, just absolutely get demolished after that. How is this set up? That's the graveyard? What if I wanted the graveyard down here? You know what? Who cares? Keep. Oh, wait, I bet I just hit this X. Yeah. Give me my full playground, please. All right, we got a Dark Supplicant. This is actually probably an awful matchup. A little bit of clerics. All right, Duress is unlikely to be super effective, but we might need to cast it. Let me set my stops real quick. No need to set a stop up on my draw step. Actually, this might be fine. Set a stop on my opponent's second main phase for sure. Unlock this. Sorry, I got to get through this silly making sure everything's set up. All right, I think that they could also be a deck that plays very specifically Wasteland. So I don't want to play Underground River and Duress them, but I don't want to fetch Swamp and Duress either because that puts me off of Gush. So it's actually probably correct to just play this island and hope that we can like out-tempo clerics, which is going to be tricky. Wingley, hey man, thanks for the shout out to the Damnation Community Cup. It's a tournament I organize. That bird player always brings the most beautiful jank. Yeah, I could only, a spoiler alert if you haven't watched today's upload, but I was only able to 1-4, but I could feel playing the deck that like, if you hit the right side of the room and you actually know how to like, you know, the opening hand heuristics when you're supposed to mulligan with a deck like that and stuff, though it's underpowered, I can see the vision. It's pretty cool. There's a Rishit import, so they're going to stop us from... Oh, is their only thing they're doing this turn Rishit import? Okay, that makes that Dark Supplicant significantly less terrifying. Island, I don't actually need. That goes to the bottom. Draw another Opt. That gives me something to do with this island when they port me, which is really cool. Opponent says, love the content. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Good luck. Have fun. All right, they're porting us, so we're going to Opt. Portent, I believe we will leave on top. The more Xerox pieces we can find, aka cards that let us see other cards that go to the graveyard, like casting this Portent is going to put a card in a graveyard, which is a 0.5 point of damage for Psychatog, but it also replaces itself. So this is going to slowly build up our ability to deal lethal. Also with that Dark Supplicant in play, I think that it's going to be really important to be able to fly. So looking for Wonder is also important. Though this Smother's pretty good, I think what we'll do is this. We're going to put the Smother in the center. We might need to cast it next turn. We'll bury Psychatog, because I don't want 2 Psychatogs, because Cabal Therapy will mess me up. Then I will put Smother in the center, and I'll show Mana Leak in case they want to Duress that. Then we'll just pass the turn. Reignited my love for Tog lately, went for it in the German Moxford monthly to 4-1. Congratulations, it's a sick finish. I mean, it's a good deck. It's definitely a deck that can take down an event, but just like picking it up and going 4-1 is an actual factual accomplishment. So good for you, buddy. All right, the goal here is to not let Supplicant do the thing. If I know it looks like opponent doesn't have 2 other clerics for the Supplicant, but this is the turn where they're going to be on 3 mana, right? And that's going to create an issue where they can go Priest of Gix into like a Rotlung Reanimator, and I'm probably cooked if they do that. I have a funny feeling you're going to see a lot of Tog Saturday for Buckeye Brawl. Great. That sounds awesome. I mean, I know I'm bringing a player with me that's playing Tog, so that would make sense. Attackers. Are you tapping it? They are. Okay, so we can actually smother this thing. And it looks like they just want to port us. Cool. I have no responses to this. We're just going to play an Underground River and pass. There's the Smother we knew we were drawing. The cool thing about Tog in this matchup is outside of Smother, some of the removal is not going to work, specifically Snuff Out, which the Cleric's deck sometimes does play. Duress me? Well, I think I have to do this. I can't let this live. Smother, yield. They're probably going to take my Gush, but I think that I let them. I don't want to walk back lands when I have a Tog in hand that I want to play. If they therapy the Tog, I've got another one coming. And if they don't take the Duress, I can go Duress, take their removal spell, play my Tog. We start that game, which is going to be very good for us. I wonder what they're thinking about. There's also the fact that I have Tog plus Circular Logic, so if I don't want to lead up, if like they take Duress, I can still play Tog and hold up Circular Logic, so they'll need removal. They're probably supposed to take Gush here, because it just represents the most amount of card advantage, but they take the Duress. This means if they Cabal Therapy the Tog, I've got a plan. They've got a port, so I actually can't hold up my friend Circular Logic. I still think that we're doing this, though. They'll need 2 removal spells to beat this. Tog, you may go. They probably have to respect this Tog. They might need to take the entire turn to kill it, or at least half their turn or whatever. Any Retromancers in chat or any Columbus locals super stoked to hang out with you all weekend? Again, we have the Airbnb for a full 2 days. We're coming in Friday night and leaving Sunday afternoon, evening time. This Tog is living through my turn, which is kind of weird. They're gonna what? Port me? Yeah, for sure. We're not really at lethal yet because they're at 20. The total damage we can deal if we go all in, and we know they can't kill our Tog because Innocent Blood's a sorcery. We got to think about Contagion, though. That'll actually take 4 damage off of my clock. But if we go all in, we have 7.5, 8, 9, 10.5, 11, 12, 13.5, 14, 15. We have 16.5 points of damage if we go all in. So there's actually no reason to do that. But their Shepherd of Rot is also going to just sit there and do not a lot. So we're just going to I'm not going to bother using the Smother on that. Because if they activate it, they lose life too. And every card that I draw is an extra 1.5 points of damage. Unless, of course, yeah, blocking here I think actually does make a good amount of sense. We'll kill the Shepherd. Unfortunately, that means our opponent is now hemorrhaging card advantage, which is not where they want to be. Oh, they concede. Wow. Stay at Columbus, Oasis. I got my, cover that up. There's my alarm telling me to check in at the Airbnb. All right, begin sideboarding. Our opponent's hand just appeared to be very anemic there. We need to fix this monstrosity. Shrink way down. Thank you. And you need to come up and you can shrink down further, I think. There we go. Now I can actually look at this. I think that Tsabo's Web might be good. Rishid Import's actually very effective against us. E-Plague on Cleric, I think we'll have some text. Interrogator, Annul, Hydroblast all look miserable. None of their good sideboard enchantments are good against us, so they won't bother bringing them in. We're against a deck that's going to attack our hand pretty aggressively. I don't want to lose card advantage with my counter magic, so foils can come out. Same thing on the draw. I think a Mana Leak can come out as well. We can trim the first opt, and then from there, I think my Wonder is actually pretty good. It might just be another piece of permission, because Duress is going to be necessary to clear the way for Psychatog. Although maybe 4 is hyperbolic. Maybe something like this looks fine. This is my first time playing the 75, so look at them Teefies. Yeah, this deck is, having the Daybreak account has made my Psychatog deck look a lot more aesthetically pleasing, huh? All right, this hand contains 2 Smothers is actually great. It's pretty weak to Cabal Therapy, but this hand's actually weak to Cabal Therapy. Smother, Smother, Impulse, Impulse. So if they hit us twice, we're screwed. We need to hope they don't have that, because I can't actually put this hand back. You've elevated from Dr.Teeth to Psychatog DDs? Yeah, 100%. Please don't name a card that's in my hand. Actually, you wouldn't name, no, you might name Smother. Hitting Impulse would be insane. Oh, they named Psychatog. No Sniper confirmed. We're going to go basic Island pass. I wouldn't be surprised if opponent played a 2-drop zombie and Flashback Therapy naming Smother, so their future zombies just simply exist. I think that would actually be a fine play. I think Cabal Therapy on Psychatog was actually probably not the play there, because their deck does contain removal for Psychatog, but most importantly, I'm not going to Reckless Abandon cast my Psychatog, and I think that should be common knowledge. So I think the name there actually, not to make it seem like I should be in a worse spot, but I should be. They should probably name either Smother, Counterspell, or Mana Leak, I think would be the correct names. Second Swamp from Hazy. Black, Therapy 2? Therapy 2, that's good. They're going to name Smother on this one, I'm almost certain. Hitting the Impulse would be a little bit weird. Unless they're like able to tank a couple Smothers. They're naming the Impulses, that's interesting. Maybe this is like a triple Cabal Therapy hand, or maybe they're just going to wait to name Smother until they've got multiple creatures they want to put into play, which seems fine. 2 Impulse in the Grave is functionally +1 to Psychatog. Dark Supplicant, yeah, no flashback. I would have flashbacked. Swamp, kill it on the spot, yield through the turn. Hazy, if you wind up watching this after the fact, that Dark Supplicant is not super likely to go get you a Sign of Darkness in a matchup like this. Curse Scroll is pretty good, though. So what I would have done there is before passing priority, just sack it Cabal Therapy the Smother so your future creatures live. So if you do watch this, keep that in mind. I think it's a good play. Our hand continues to be really bad into Cabal Therapy, but if you draw our second island, really, we start to convert through cards pretty quick. The red Hammer Time deck from Damnation Cup was me. That was you? I was wondering who called it Hammer Time because I saw that deck drop and I was like, oh, someone used the name that I gave it. I'm so glad that was you. I played 2 Shard Phoenix and I saw the Shivan Phoenix. I had to read that card. So in a way, you were Bird Tribal too. Very true. Well, you've got Assembly Workers too, right? It's hands like these that convinced me to put 2 Furnace on my Tog sideboard. Yeah, you having a couple Furnace in the sideboard would be good. Although it's not like incredibly common to like draw 2 pair 3 times, 3 pair. Scryhard, thank you for the tier 1 sub. You've been sub for 13 months. That's over a year. I hope your badge looks better than everyone else's. 1, 2, 3. Cabal Archon. I think I'm going to convert this Counterspell before they find out that I have Counterspells and name them with Cabal Therapy. Polluted Delta off the top. Nope, just an island. That'll work. Go. Next turn, if we miss our land drop, we're going to go for a Gush Gambit. They're down to 1 card in hand, and that curse roll is not good against Psychatog. Cabal Therapy. We're going to Gush because they know about the Gush, and I actually think I need the acceleration in resources. And then, yeah, we'll Counterspell here. I want you to know nothing about my hand. All right, this is going to let us E-Plague on Cleric, which should be somewhat meaningful. Tsabo's Web is good, but I think this E-Plague needs to come down first. I could name Zombie, but I think Cleric's better. And then pass. Now they're going to... Ooh, they should have Curse Scrolled us. Opponent playing a little loose, maybe either newer or could be double queued or simply could just be doing anything else. That also happens all the time. Like you hop into play some MTGO. I do this all the time where I'm actually watching YouTube videos and I'm just brain rot clicking MTGO buttons, hoping that it all comes together for me. All right, let's go 1, 2, let's tap the... No, I don't want to tap both black sources. Let's go... let's play this island, and then we'll go 1, 2, and we will play... You know what? I'm not going to plan to draw a Counterspell. How I tap's important because they could find a Portent port. I am going to jam Tsabo's Web. That way, if they do draw a port, it's like actively not that good. I could smother this Withered Wretch. In fact, I think I need to do that. I love that I'm not playing AK in this matchup because Withered Wretch is really good versus AK. Or I could save the Smother. I think I'm going to save the Smother and let him eat my graveyard and attack for 1. Then I'll smother it end step. That way they can't leverage a Rotlung Reanimator because if I tap out, it'll resolve and I won't have interaction. I have the first place badge just like Daddy Shroom. Nice, Scryhard. Appreciate it, buddy. Land 5, attack for 1. Should be scrolling at the end of my next turn, I think. They Cabal Therapy. This one I let go. I will let this one go. They should probably name Mana Leak if they want to resolve a Rotlung, but I have a Smother, so they hit Smother. But I have this Mana Leak. So if they want to resolve a Rotlung, they need to pass the turn and try to get a 3rd land to play around the Mana Leak. We're going to opt. We're going to put this island on the bottom. That's a Delta. We'll untap. Take a draw. It's a Duress. I'm not hopeful of this Duress connecting. I'm not even going to bother with it. I will play this Polluted Delta and not crack it. That way, if I draw a Portent, I'm free to take a partial pile. All right, big reveal coming up. What does our opponent have in their hand? I'm going to guess Rotlung. It's Dark Ritual. Okay. So their hand's dead. The only thing they have going right now is Curse Scroll, and they are passing. We'll play Draw Go. It's an 8-turn clock for us, but all we need is 1 Psychatog to end the game. Gush. We'll do that now. Bounce 2 islands, cast the Gush. There's another E-Plague. I think we will get the E-Plague. We'll play this island out. We'll tap for a black and play the E-Plague. We're just going to lock out Clerics altogether. Now we need to find a win con because this Curse Scroll will eventually do it. I'm not going to bother duressing a Dark Ritual. Now we just kind of want to find a Fact or Fiction. I think that's like so likely to get us a Psychatog and make the Psychatog incredibly lethal. Rotlung Reanimator. They're going to make a zombie? That's fine. Are there 2 Toughness Clerics that aren't also zombies? I don't know. That's a good question. Is Cabal Archon a 2/2 that's not a zombie? Yeah, Cabal Archon, right? But yeah, I could see doing an E-Plague on Cleric and an E-Plague on Zombie being good as well. But now they have us on a much quicker clock. It was 7 turns. Now it's much, much faster. But there's the Fact or Fiction. We'll play out 1 more land, and then we'll Fact or Fiction at end step. And let's find us a Dr.Teeth. Yeah, I'll go to 12, then 10 off of this zombie attack. Duressing does not seem so bad since it would empty their hand if they play anything else. That's true, but they'll likely just hold whatever's in their hand because there's no Clerics that are really likely to exist for any amount of time. All right, there's a port that they can't really use. End step, 1, 2, 3, 4, Fact or Fiction. All right, show me a Teeth. Teefy weefies. No teeth, but there's an impulse there. We can like still go for it. They probably won for that impulse, to be honest. I think that's how you're supposed to split this pile. Yeah, Hazy, don't give me anything else. That's more damage for the Psychatog I'm probably going to find. Okay, I'll take I'll take the extra 1.5 points of damage. They did not have to give that to me, though. It's an understandable mistake, though. Because if I already have the Tog and I take the 4 pile, they're certainly dead, right? Okay, let's go colorless blue. And let's Impulse. Really? Still no, huh? Gush or Portent. Gush or Portent. I think Gush is fine to take here. Any order of these on the bottom. I'm also going to cast this Tsabo's Web. It's a little bit freaky. Do I Gush first? I really don't want to shuffle because I know there's a ton of cards on the bottom of my deck that explicitly are not Psychatog. But if I Gush right now, I'll have to go to discard. Do I need to hit Tog this turn? Let's think about that. 2 from the Curse Scroll at my end step. Puts me at 8. Then they attack me to 6 and pass. Let's assume I find Tog next turn. I play Tog. Then they bring me to 4. Then they untap and my Tog's in play. No, I don't. As long as I cast it next turn, the Curse Scroll shouldn't be fast enough, right? Because it's 2 at end step. Let's say I don't put the Tog into play this turn. Let's say I dig for it and find it and then play it next turn. But I really don't want to find it and not be able to cast it because of these therapies, right? But let's say that I'm able to find it and put it into play next turn. Maybe I should have taken Portent because of that reason. But then they go to me, attack for 2. I'm at 6. Untap, play Psychatog, go to 4. They untap. They can bring me to 2, but the zombie can't get through, right? So we really need to angle to get it into play now, though, right? Yeah, we have to Gush now. I'm not happy about it. Cast, Gush, bounce, bounce. No Tog still? Doctor, where are you? All right, opt for the Doctor. Plague to the bottom, draw the Doctor. Oh no, this is very bad. I mean, we really don't want to shuffle now. So land, I don't want this to be Dr.Teeth, but I have to dig an extra card. I have to hope it's 2 down. Don't draw teeth? Okay. We need Psychatog to be our next card. End step and pitch Underground River. Yeah, where are our teeth? They weren't in the top 33 cards of our deck. Did I take them out by accident? That would be tough. All right, pitch River. And I really don't want to shuffle because I know most of the bottom of my deck is not Psychatog. By bottom, I mean, I think like literally 10 or 12 cards. So we're going to 6, just like we drew it up. And then we're going to draw Psychatog and it's all going to come together, right? Right, deck? I mean, at this point, I just want to know, right? There's truly no out anymore, right? Island, let's see. 4, 2, 4. Well, I'm dead. We have to go to game 3, but I will Factor Fiction just to see physically that there's Psychatogs on my deck. There's the first one. Okay, we concede. I feel like we just sat there digging for teeth the whole game. That was tough. All right. No Psychatog, but I don't think I want to change anything. I've done the same thing with Dreadnought. 0 copies in the top 50. Be like that sometimes. It just is the way it is, yeah. I'm still pretty comfortable with the way that I've sideboarded. Mana Leak might get some more points now. Counterspell might get a few less points. Also, I want to diversify because of my mana base. Sometimes I'll have to play Swamp, right? Submit. I didn't even cut a Psychatog. The Doctor just kind of lost to himself that game, which is tough. What were you doing? The Doctor had a doctor's appointment and couldn't make it for combat? Unbelievable. Worth a Null for Scroll and Furnace for Crypt? I don't care that much about Furnace. And Annul is super situational. And that game, playing around Curse Scroll is definitely it's like a confirmation bias adjacent situation where probably 90-ish% of the time, after I've been through that many cards, I will have seen multiple Psychatogs. So that usually won't happen with the Scroll, right? Because the Scroll wants them to go to the super long game, and we usually just win in the super long game. I will take the play. This hand has great cards. We'll keep it. Also, we're a little bit more insulated against the Cabal Therapy opener. Island go. Dark Sup, that's fine. Let's do a little opting. Plague, yeah, we'll take that. Untap, draw, eventually. This is why you play GAT. You get to have second opinion from Dryad. True. Nurse Dryad's always in the house. All right, there's an island. We'll play an island. We're just going to jam Tsabo's Web and pass. Ooh, second E-Plague. Please don't Cabal Therapy my E-Plagues. That would be really lame of you. Dark Writ for sure. Priest of Gix, we're going wide. Duress. Do you have a Cabal Therapy to go with that Duress? Or do you have a Withered Wretch to activate the Dark Supplicant? Am I just dead? Am I just stone cold dead? It's double Duress, so I think I can smother my way out of this if there's no second Supplicant. Or Withered Wretch. All right, looks like they don't have anything. So there's attack, I get to untap, I get to draw. There's a Gush. We chill, and then we just smother the Supplicant before they can put another dude into play. Double Duress, pretty strong. Third land, Rotlung. Cabal Archon. Fetch. Go grab me, a Swamp, and then smother the Dark Supplicant, which is a little bit awkward. I don't really want to do that, but I kind of have to. Is this the Tog list you would recommend for a tournament event? This is kind of like a list that's in between mine and Furnace Scamps. I think this is a fine selection. Yeah. There's some stuff in the sideboard missing for me. Like I would like to see the first zombie infestation and stuff. I think this is a totally serviceable list. Island, we're chilling now. Their clock isn't nothing, but a Psychatog shuts it down pretty quick. I didn't realize Priest of Gix was a real card until I saw the Cleric deck. Always liked small Reanimator, so I had to order one for future cubing purposes. Fair. All right, so this is 4 damage, which brings us to 12, but because of the Cabal Archon, it's effectively 8, so we do have to get a move on, like, right now. They've only got 1 left in hand. Might just be the removal for the Tog. We'll tap 2 here and just cast Impulse, leaving the black up in case we find this Smother, which is what we're going to take. Any order to the bottom, and then I think we're going to Smother right meow. They'll sack the Cabal Archon and shoot us down for 2, bring us to 10. And now we're on a 5-turn clock from the Priest, but we've got some time to sort this out. My turn. What are you going to port my Swamp? I think that's very smart. So smart. We'll play an island out and just pass. Thankfully, the Tsabo's web doesn't let them do that again. Cabal Therapy? Well, they probably just named Tog here, right? I can't Gush in response because if I draw extra Togs, we're certainly dead. They hit our Tog, but we've still got Gush. So 1 Tog down. And if they sack that, their clock's gone. So they shouldn't be willing to do that, I don't think. If we miss our land drop, even if we hit our land drop, we're probably just main phase Gushing because we have to get a move on here. And step my go. Untap draw. Eventually. Oh, they've got to stop setting our upkeep because they thought they'd be porting. Oh, hi. Well, 1-2. Cast return island. Island. Permission, please. This list is not on AK. Another Tog. Sure. Tap for, we'll play an island back out. I think we'll opt first. Polluted Delta can go to the bottom. Logic's pretty cool. Black, play Psychatog, pass. All right, opponent, tick-tock, I cometh. This would be a really cool play if they had Smother to port my island and try to pass the turn, or pass the phases so my mana drains after I tap it. But then they're going to see the logic. All right, attackers, you really kind of can't, right? All right, and we're untapping with the Psychatog, uncontested. That's insane. Good one, good one, good one. Port me, port my Swamp. They definitely can't deal with us having an offensive and defensive Psychatog, so... My question regarding Thoughtseize is because I'm trying to build a fun, non-legal Tog with Force of Will instead of Foil Brainstorm, etc. I'm just looking for something better than Duress. Thoughtseize is a better card than Duress, though in Premodern, Duress often just plays like a better Thoughtseize, because you're typically targeting non-creatures. Now, in some matchups, you'd love to have Thoughtseize, but like this one, if the Tog deck could play Thoughtseize, it would be so much better in this matchup. I believe I will take your Rotlong Reanimator, sir. Gosh, huh? They're at 22, so it's not even close to lethal. Okay. Combat, attack. All right, they're a little bit too afraid, I think. This first block, I don't think they need to do, although it's serviceable. Kill the Priest of Gix. Main phase 2. I will actually play this island out. I'd like to hold up 2 blue. Here's another Psychatog. I play the island out because they likely want to port us at our end step if they have interaction. They do not do that, okay? That is only a good thing for us. Question, I'm thinking of building both Tog and Zombie Infestation. Thoughts on which I should finish first? Good games, Hazy. All right, they've seen enough. We're going to game 2, or round 2 even. Building both decks, they're similar decks. The Infestation list is more expensive because of 4 copies of Intuition. 2 to 4, depending on your list. The Tog deck's easier to play. The Infestation deck demands specialization. All right, round 2, we're playing against Negator, and we're on the play, so we'll take it. This hand contains Underground River, Polluted Delta. We've got a Portent, which is probably what we're leading on. Wonder's a nice to have. This Gush isn't happening anytime soon. These 2 cards are kind of... Actually, all 3 of these cards are dead, so this is a load-bearing Portent, but we're keeping. Appreciate you, Carl. All right, Polluted Delta fetch, island, Portent me, 3 lands will do. It's 1 land, but I need, in order for this Gush to function, I need to find another island. I think this is a shuffle. And a pass the turn. Draw an island. Hate it here. Although Duress isn't the worst. Forest, Wild Growth. Looks like Enchantress. Unhappy about that. Ooh, found my island, though. I think we're Duressing here. Tap for a black, Duress. There's going to be Argothians, not presences, obviously. Just a presences? Oh, but they're going to resolve one of them. I mean, that is what it is. We have to be able to put up with the 1. Our goal now, Enchantress is not the easiest matchup ever. Our goal now, right, is to find Tog as fast as possible and try to kill them before they can establish a dominant engine. But for right now, we can't really do anything else, so we'll just pass. Brushland Presence. I like it. My turn. Tog off the top. Life's never been harder for me. Are we going to Circular Logic a Sterling Grove? If so, let's say they play a land out. The 3, let me see, they got 1, 2, 3 mana. Play a land out for 4. Yeah, I don't need to fetch for Circular Logic to work. So I can just play this island and pass. Is Elephant Grass legal and is it common in Enchantress? Yeah. Yeah, just like Wingy said, it's a sideboard card. All right, Windswept Teeth down. Fetch is fine. 1, 2. Sterling Grove. I'll allow you to draw the card. Do I counter Sterling Grove? I think I have to Factor Fiction next turn. So I think for like tempo purposes, I don't think I'm playing a game where I just counter every spell that matters, right? Can I do that this game? Hold on, let's reassess. What if I don't try to kill them with Tog? What if I try to counter 2 Opalescence and a Replenish, or 3 Opalescence and a Replenish? Is that viable? It might be. I've got foils. Okay, we're gonna let this go. This might be the exact time where I need to make this pivot and realize that I'm not going to win the normal way since the Enchantress's presence was resolved so early. Maybe I need to... You can't logic after they find Sanctum, to be fair. No, that's very true. But I think I can hold up just a little bit. Our Argothian Enchantress. This is a logic. Again, it's not serving our counter everything that matters, but we have to slow them down in the early game, right? We can't just allow them to freely farm cards. So we're going to counter our Argothian Enchantress and let you move along. All right, so far nothing dangerous in hand. Smother is a dead card. Do we Impulse? I think we chill. I think opponent is likely to Sterling Grow for a second presence. Oh, they don't. Okay, if they don't do anything meaningful this turn, we feel great. It's a tall order, though. There goes all of our known info. They're not doing anything? Okay, great. Let's fetch. Happy to grab an island. Off. And a turn Fact or Fiction you lose? Not quite. Double Tog and then Duress 2 lands. They split this pile in a way that makes me believe that they are horrified of Psychatog. Interesting. If I play Psychatog, they certainly just Sterling Grow for like, interesting. But then again, none of these cards help me counter everything in their deck. Maybe I just take the Togs here and like try to make the game about something else for a brief period. Because I've got this Gush, so I can try to set up Tog Counterspell, which I now have. 1-2, Gush. There's a third Tog, Island Black, Psychatog. We'll pitch Smother to hand size. Okay, this is technically a way out. They might be a little soft right now. If they go to kill the Tog, I believe we have to let it go. And Smother is truly a stone cold dead card here. Pop Grove, I assume? Yep, Pop Grove. They're panicking. Okay, this is good for us. Presence, for sure. We'll pitch Smother, and you may continue. They're dead if I can attack, right? Let's see what they do here. So they're going to have 3 mana. Presence is going to draw a card. After I've drawn for turn, Psychatog is going to be good for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, this is fine. We just hope they don't find 2 Swords to Plowshares. Sanctum, for sure. 3, not yet. 1, 2, 3. Aura of Silence is fine. Yeah, learning to count Tog math fast is literally just reps. Oh, we win. We just straight up win. That's amazing. Wait, do we still win after using this counterspell? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We do. Yield to all. Okay, good game, opponent. They've already made their land drop, right? They're just stone cold out of stuff to do. Well, I didn't think we'd be able to win with the actual Psychatog. Let's pop out. Ooh, a foil to boot. Let's pop out the graveyard. Run this math once more. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, that's just lethal. I can even hold... I'm not holding anything. Combat. Attack. Declare blockers. Activate. We're going to discard first for speed's sake. Discard... Discard. They're F6. Discard. The reason we discard... Yep, they concede. Wow. I thought they would have more... I thought there would be more pushback for that, to be honest. We want Annuls. I think if there was ever an Interrogator matchup, this could be one of them. No webs. So that's 9 cards. 4 Annuls, 3 Plagues for Xantid Swarms plus Argothians. Cabal Interrogators for stuff, I guess. I don't know. Smothers, I think I need to cut at least one of them. It's very likely that it needs to be 2. What is not that good? Tog, I can cut 1 of. They're going to be much better prepared post-board. Opt, I think I can trim 2 of. Mana Leak is not as likely to be effective, nor is Logic. Wonder, I don't think is necessary. With all these Plagues, can I cut a Smother too? No, we'll cut all of our Mana Leaks. And then from there, it's like, do I go up a card? Do I trim a Duress? Is it an Impulse? Can I cut a land on the draw? We're losing 1 mana cantrip, so probably not. A third Opt. Let's try these and see how it plays out. Why do you keep in some other Xantid Swarm? I have to kill it on sight. Xantid Swarm is like, I'm playing this game on a interaction basis game 2. And if Xantid Swarm's in play, I simply cannot. This hand doesn't do anything, so we have to mulligan. This hand does. There's 2 Plagues and an Annul. Circular Logic's by a lot the weakest card in our hand. We'll keep, pitch the Logic, let's dance. Guile, for sure. Portent now? Well, I can't beat the Argothian with my Annul anyway, so yeah, we need to ensure we hit our 3rd land drop. Portent me. Yup. I'm unlikely to need the 3rd Engineered Plague, so we'll probably shuffle that away, and I'll just take the Duress in the island. No shuffle. Go. And then we are F6ing. Here comes the Argothian, I'm sure. It'd be great if it was nothing. Okay, now we're actually cooking in the kitchen. Fetch. Get rid of that 3rd Engineered Plague. That is 1 too many of that card. Duress you. Miri's Guile, Presence, Gaia's Blessing. I mean, Sia Enchantress's Presence. 2 Guiles doesn't do anything but beef up the Stayer's Sanctum. And then we chill. Snow-covered plains, tap 2. There's the Argothian. We have the answer to that wrapped up. All right, land. not what we drew. We got an Impulse. That'll be good later. Let's jam E-Plague. Let's name Druid and yield through the turn. They are now anchorless with a hand of relatively dead cards. Green, white, yeah, Enchantress's Presence. That's not great. We were hoping to dodge them finding that quickly. We're going to Impulse for land. No luck on the land, but the Gush kind of acts like a land. We'll take it. Any order. Float blue, Gush. All right, play island, Portent, me. Now we're looking for a Tog because they managed to nail an anchor into play. Does Enchantress usually go up in win cons post sideboard? Sometimes. It is a thing that can happen. This second Gush is actually likely to be quite solid, but without a Psychatog, it's unlikely that I'll have time to Gush twice, get Tog into play, and like kind of battle what's going on in play. Let me actually map it out real quick what this actually looks like if I were to keep this pile. Because if I have to foil here, which I'm unlikely to have to do because I have a null, but let's assume I won't have to foil. I take this pile. Next turn, I play out a land. I'm disincentivized from portenting so I can hold up Counterspell. Though the Annul is, this early in the game, the Annul is about as good as the Counterspell. The second Swamp isn't ideal, but I can bottom that and try to use the Portent to reset that itself. That said, I've got 2 Counterspells. I think it might just be better to, because Gushing makes the Counterspells look worse, it might actually just be better to shuffle this, unfortunately. All right, any order, shuffle, and then hold up Annul, pass turn. Yeah, Todd's right. Ooh, we got an island, great. Todd is exactly right. One addendum, they usually play an additional Replenish post board. So they kind of go up win cons, but most of their sideboard is based on protecting their win cons, based on the matchup that they're being played in. Exploration is not on the list of the things we're willing to interact with. All right, we know their hand again. Probably just jam Miri's Guile, right? You need to Xerox. Ooh, what is this 4 mana shit? Do I not know everything in your hand? Okay, you Miri's Guile. I have no response to that. Why have we tapped for 3? Oh, Defense Grid, definitely not. Yield through. So you have a Gaia's Blessing for sure. Untap, draw, land, go. Now we're going to try to settle into the Counterspell all of the relevant spells game plan because they've only managed to resolve 1 anchor. So we're going to be sitting here doing some boring shit for the next 20 minutes, my dudes. Exploration, we don't care about. Parallax Wave, we don't care about. There's a very finite number of things we actually give a shit about now. Gaia's Blessing, we don't care about the Gaia's Blessing itself. We want to make sure they can't. Well, maybe, here, let's dismiss this. So they're going to try to not deck. How many win conditions are they putting back in? None? Do we care about any of this? I guess counterspelling this puts them on Hellbent, but they've got a Miri's Guile in place, so they're going to be able to sculpt their draws anyway. Chat, do you guys think we counter this Gaia's Blessing? I am skeptical that we do that. I don't think we do. I don't love that they're putting a Defense Grid back into their deck, though, but I'm going to let this one go. We've got a lot of draw steps. Wild Growth does not matter. All right, my turn. Draw another Counterspell. I think I'm unlikely to need the Devil Counterspell this turn. I kind of want to play my island out. We'll be patient with our island. I'm going to err on the side of caution here. The reason being because of foil, right? Like if I had to foil plus Counterspell. But also moving towards 4 natural blue sources is usually a pretty good idea. Yeah, I only care about the blessings that try to recycle win cons. Those are the ones that are horrifying to me. And if there's only 1 Enchantress card in play, then they're just replaced. They're at parity. They're at replacement. Like this, I don't care about. Yield to all those. The Parallax Waves can exist for all I care. Same with Wild Growth. And they pass to us. Great. Land. All we want to do is draw lands. We found one. Mission accomplished. Pass. We'll yield to all these triggers. Them using Parallax Waves to Xerox through is pretty good for us, actually. I would have countered because with the presence out, the blessing will most likely net them +2 cards. Fair. This Enchantress's Presence, I'll let the draw resolve. I wonder if I need to try to slow them down at this impasse, or if I do need them to start drawing cards super aggressively, right? Or can I just let this game state carry on for a while? I think I let this Enchantress's Presence go. I'm going to let it go. My turn, draw blue source. Portent. I'll take a Portent. Am I likely to want to shuffle at least a piece of it away? Yes. So, Portent, me. Do I want any of these? I guess taking the Factor Fiction's like okay with me. The Factor Fiction's likely to find me Gush. I think I can play this island out now as well. Okay. I'm going to bury the impulses. No shuffle. And I think I'm also developing this land. I don't feel good about it because I don't have a prospect for another island for the foil, but I think big hope that my that this turn isn't going to be the turn. 1, 2, Defense Grid. Cannot be allowed to happen. Okay, ooh. Technically, I can play a Counterspell through the first Defense Grid, but it's going to make all my other counter magic look really bad. I think I have to counter this. We just have to hope they don't have more gas. Immediately being punished for playing my island. There's the Opalescence. All right, for time, that was a flub by me. For time, I will concede. They managed to resolve Opal Wave combo. Does anything change when I'm on the play? I don't think. Mana Leak becomes marginally better. Well, no, that's not even bait. That's it would be bait if it were a spell that I could otherwise deal with, but it resolving nullifies my hand. So maybe they intended it as bait, but it didn't function as bait. It functioned as an absolute necessity to counter. I like Logic over Smother. I don't. So if Xantid Swarm resolves, I am dead. Are you guys familiar with the card Xantid Swarm? A card they certainly have 3 of in their sideboard. It messes us up if we can't kill it when we see it. I'm happy to cut like the first copy of Smother, but the additional one, that's a horrifying prospect. That's like a bit too much. That's too rich for my blood. That's too greedy. I think Mana Leak gets a little bit better when I'm on the play because I can counter an Argothian Enchantress. You have Plague for Swarm. I've only got 3 plagues. This game's going to be compressed, and I have to name Druid with the first one, and I can't expect to just see 2. How good are foils? They're part of our game plan. Foils good. If we can avoid that spot we were just in, like when we played our island, which was a mistake in hindsight. If we counter 4 spells, if we successfully interact with 4 spells, we win the game. Now with that mindset, you can't. No, I think foils are fine. I'm not like excited about them, but I think I need them. I think that this Logic might be a trap over Mana Leak when I'm on the play. I want an extra way to deal with our Gothian Enchantress. Like this, like that. Submit. Yeah, now it's more like 6 counters win. I'll be on the play. We've got Counterspell, Foil, Smother, E-Plague. I think this is a mulligan. We've got the ability to deal with the Swarm and deal with our Gothians. But after that, the rest of our hand kind of falls apart if we simply continue the game and there's no Portent. So that's a mulligan. Tough. We're going to 5. Sometimes the universe just chooses the Enchantress player for some reason. All right, we'll keep this. This is a 4. So, and I don't think we can afford to Duress. I think we're going like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Done. Island, tap, Portent, me. What city in Michigan do you play Paper Magic in? Why are you worried about that, buddy? You're going to come find me? Okay, I'm going to put Island to the bottom, center the Factor Fiction, leave Swamp on top, no shuffle. You're in Westland? Oh, we live in the same city. Yield through turn. We play in Garden City. I mean, if you live in Westland, you've heard of Pandemonium Games and Hobbies. If you haven't, you're new to the city. Yeah, moles were painful. There's the Guile. That's fine. Crypt. I don't know how many times I need to make this PSA on this channel. Quit bringing, unless you've got, this deck doesn't have enough dead cards to be bringing in Crypt in this matchup. Crypt is not actually good against Tog. A lot of people make that mistake because they get knocked out by a Tog once and think Crypt would have saved me. But the Crypt is like so ineffective. It actually, if that was any other card, it would be better. Like if that was like a land that flooded them, it's likely to be better. We need to counter all Opalescence, Replenish, Defense Grid, and Blessings. We can get to a point in the game where a defense grid's actually fine. That does exist. Sterling Grove's fine. All right, yield through, draw. Islands, go. And kill Swarms. Yeah, this is not a matchup we love. It's certainly not unwinnable, but it's not easy. Or are you doing nothing? Again? Okay, untap draw. Land? I'm hiding this swamp, I think. 4 blue, good. Factor Fiction, be kind to us. Find us 6 copies of Gush, please. Solitary Confinement can resolve. We don't care as much about that card. 1, a 2, a 3. Enchantress's Presence? Definitely not. Underground River? For sure. Let's play a Swamp and pass. Guile does Guile things. It's mandatory to counter right now while we have 2 cards in hand. At this point, we'll never be able to pull ahead if they establish an anchor that early. We need to keep up on cards in the early game. That one, I'm very confident we were supposed to counter. Okay, Factor Fic. No, I meant Solitary Confinement. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Cabal Interrogator being in this hand is pretty sweet. I believe I will be taking Interrogator Counterspell. Next turn, untap, draw. Opt is fine. River, 1, 2, Interrogator, go. Unfortunately, the Swords to Plowshares, I can't afford to interact with that. Unfortunately, the Mirror's Guile kind of makes the Interrogator a little bit clumsy anyway. 1, 2, 3, Enchantress's Presence. Opt, just in case there's an Annul. Mana Leak? Wow. I'm going to Mana Leak that. Take a draw. Impulse. Do I main phase this Impulse? If I do and I draw Tog, what do I do? No, we just leave this in our hand and pass. Guile does Guile things. 1, 2, 3. Third and second Enchantress's Presence. What happened to the... Why do I feel like I've interacted with 2 of them? But there's only one in the graveyard, so I haven't. Oh, Gaia's Blessing one of them. That's why. All right, let's go. 1, 2, Impulse. Gush, E-Plague. Yeah, we'll take the Gush. Any order. Tap for a blue. Let's Gush now, just in case we find a Null and we can hold the Counterspell. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a counter. I think we got to go for a funky little gambit here called I Hope Tog Lives. That's the name of the gambit. By the way, are you going to the Winter Regional? No, I'm going to I've been talking about this like crazy. I'm going to the Buckeye Brawl on the same day. Duress, Parallax Wave is gone. Yeah, I don't really get a lot of agency here. I have to do this. Yeah, I just need to let them answer our first Tog however they're going to. Do I hold lands? I don't. I play I'll play Polluted Delta. Black, whatever. Here's a Tog. You may go. They crack the Grove. I wonder if they could get a Parallax Wave here. I would actually love that. They get a present, so they want to establish that now. And I know that their hand contains 2 Wild Growths. No response. Do your thing. 1, 2, 3. Presents. No response. Did you win the first game? I won game 1, lost game 2. Here comes the first presence that's gone, and they're passing, and they should crack that Crypt if they're going to do it, and they didn't. I'll make them pay for that mistake. Okay, that was the worst time to do that. Exile. Let's pop that graveyard out. Exile. We're just doing the whole graveyard. 1, 2, 1, 2. If they simply did that on their turn, it would look pretty good. But if you're going to bring in Crypt, at least you got to use it effectively. Keep that in mind. This is weird. I'm pretty sure Negator's like a solid player too. I mean, maybe it was just a brain fart. Crazier things have happened. 7.5, 8, 9, 10, 11.5. So it's 12. I can deal 12. Not even remotely close to enough. And I don't want to play the second Tog out either. Let's just go to combat and attack for 7. Did you guys see that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cards where the turtles are playing Magic? I love the turtles as a kid, but man, that kind of hurt to see. Yeah. What can you do? If we draw Gush and they draw Dead, we win. We'll see. Unlikely to happen, but here comes the Argothian Enchantress. Okay, so now they can actually block, which is huge. And this Wild Growth draws them to, or Miri's Guile even. There's another Wild Growth in their hand too. Yay, Enchantress. Yeah, more Enchantress cards. Magic's really hard when you draw 20 cards a turn. What the fuck? Oh, this is the worst. Yarp, you casted all your spells. Has never been this Jover, so true. Yeah, we'll call that. Okay, we mulligan to 4, what can we do? I think against our opponent's opening, if we had kept even something as thick as a 6, it would have been pretty simple to win, but mulliganing to 4, 2 spell hand, I think we navigated that fairly well. All right, round 3, and we are on the draw. What do you have in the board? Sideboard cards. Versus Enchantress, a bunch of sideboard cards, my guy. Let's see here. Annuls, Cabals, E-Plagues. Oh, opponent found out about my YouTube channel about a half a year ago. Nice. Good luck, have fun. Consumed everything. Nice. Appreciate that, buddy. If you're watching this video in post land me on YouTube, Fluorescent Fungus, appreciate you, buddy. All right, this hand contains double opt counterspell, so it could be anything. I'm pretty prone to keeping these Xeroxy hands. I think I'll try it. Ooh, not good versus Sly or Goblin. Gush is a fine pickup. We'll pass. Would I rather this be Sly or Goblins? With the Mog Fanatic opener, I'd rather it be Goblins, I think. No, I think I'd still rather it be Sly. Second Mountain literally shows us nothing. Pyro Pillar? All right, look for foil. Straight up can't beat that card. All right, this can go to the bottom. Yikes. Zoinks. Well, I guess no Duressless hand was going to beat that anyway. Untap, draw Psychatog. I mean, that's how we start trying to beat this hand, right? Island, go. Their spells also cost life, so we do what we gotta do, I guess. Attackers for 1, I take. Third land, it's a mountain. Tap for 1 for a Grim, you take 2. I like that, that's fine. And a Mog Fanatic, no response. Yeah, you can go to 16. These are not cards I'm willing to burn my counterspell on, I don't think. Untap, draw. This is gonna hurt. This Psychatog is gonna put me to 15, which is really lame, but here he is. This will put the kibosh on them attacking us real quick. And that Pyro Pillar is going to keep him in range. If we can find Wonder in the top 3 cards of our deck, the game is just over. So that's cool. You are up, opponent. Another mountain, a tap for 1, a Jackal Pup. No response. This is fine. Combat. Refusing combat makes sense to me. My turn. Untap, draw. Circular Logic is a fine pickup here. It's still going to deal me 2. I think I'm foregoing taking a game action this turn. They can't really do anything right now. But if I attack, I'm slotted to take 3 up to 4, 5 damage. I guess attacking, does it force a block yet? 7.5, 8, 9, 10.5, 11, 12, 13.5, 14, 15, 16.5. Is that how that works? Yeah, 7, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and a half. I guess attacking just kills our opponent, so I can attack and force them to block. Yeah, let's see if they take that bait. I guess this just eats a, yeah, they block with Mog, then they attack us for 1, 2, 3, 4, and can hit us for 5 down to 10. But if they swing out, they're dead again. So I think I have to engage with this little game they want us to play. Yeah, we're taking some damage, but by doing nothing, I don't know that it gets better for us. Oh, they didn't block. Oh, no. Opponent, did you not know? I guess they didn't know. Gosh. All right. Pump Tog 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 5 time, 6. So this puts it at 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, they concede. Man, that's a bummer. I was probably going to be in a good spot this game because they would be forced to go down a resource every turn. If they ever don't leave up a blocker, they're just dead, so they have to like block with Mog Fanatic, then Jackal Pup, and casting spells hurts them almost as bad as it hurts me while I maintain permission. So I'm likely to come out ahead there, but the way they I guess they just didn't know how quickly Psychatog could actually put you at dead. 4 Hydroblast seems good. I think like 2 copies of Annul are maybe mandatory because I'm on the draw. And Pyrostatic Pillar, I'm unlikely to get that lucky again and be able to beat it. That was lucky. I was very lucky to be able to beat that there. Yeah, blocking with Jackal Pup is dangerous. If you're smart, you can like Mog Fanatic your own pup before damage. If your deck contains Lava Dart, you can dart it. You can even sometimes bolting it's fine because it stops lethal. What is not good? I think Mana Leak kind of sucks. I think that I can lose at least 2, maybe even 3. Foil seems on the draw. I mean, foiling a Pyro Pillar might be mandatory, but maybe Annul's just like, maybe I just need to lean on foil and Annul, or foil and Counterspell and Duress. Maybe I can't like have this super situational Counterspell in my deck. Maybe that's insane. Then maybe I can entertain the first couple E-Plagues, like E-Plague number 1, maybe E-Plague number 2 for a Circular Logic, which is super unlikely to be relevant game 2. Okay. Also, I guess Hydroblast beats a Pyrostatic Pillar, so that's good. 2. Submit. All right, well, I mean, this hand contains Psychatog and almost 2 Gushes. It's not actually 2 Gushes because I don't have any islands, but I've got the Smother for the first creature. We're really naked to Pillar, but I think we keep. Opponent's on a mulligan, which isn't all bad. Mountain Pup, Black Vise. Okay, so this is the Medvedev list. Land, go. So now I definitely want Annuls. Now that I know he's on the full-on Medvedev list, we definitely want Annul. No Pillar, no Pillar. All right, Flame Rift happens. I take an additional 3. This is so fast. Swamp. So I'm effectively at 7, but I can play Tog next turn. And they've already put themselves to 16. Oh, how do I know which right click? My opponent's asking how he knows which one has Summoning Sickness. The new one will have blue text that says just played. All right, here comes a Factory, which is kind of what we want. This lets us Smother, which takes a card out of our hand. There's a Lava Man. The Lava Man is fine. I think we're still smothering the Factory. 1, 2, go down a card, thank God. All right, my turn. Take 2, go to 8. Effectively 6 because of the Grim. Underground River, we really need to draw an island too in order to string lethal together. And we also can't have them having a Red Blast, but we're doing what we can. Yield through turn. We're effectively at 7, 6, 5 because of Grim plus Black Vise. But the Psychatog lets me put myself under the Vise, which is really nice. In fact, I might have to do that. Red Blast would suck. Bolt me, I cannot stop you, unfortunately. Attackers, they neglect. Do I set a stop in my upkeep and put my Tog in my turn? I think I do. With the Vise trigger on the stack, so I don't go to Fire Blast territory. Activate Tog, pitch. I mean, am I really casting a Duress anytime soon? Maybe it's better than my Swamp. I guess 2 Gush isn't doing anything for me. Okay, pitch Gush. All right, no response. I take 0. Draw. Counterspell. It's not nothing. I think we need to hold up Counterspell, Duress our opponent, and not attack, because I can't afford to take any extra damage. Let's open on Duress. We probably get Fire Blasted, in which case we lose, because it costs us a life to Counterspell. It's just another Grim, okay. Do we play this Swamp? I think we hold it back. Am I actually okay to attack? No, right? Because I go to 3, and then, I can't attack. As a matter of fact, am I dead no matter what happens? They hit me with Grim. Then they fire at the Factory. I'm at 3. They attack with both. No, I guess I slightly live. It's so... Oh, man, this is such a bad spot, you guys. I think I can't afford to play my Swamp, though. I'm going to pass. Black Vise just dealt a bit too much damage to us. Where are my Ivory Towers? You're up, opponent. All right, we let this Lavamancer resolve. That way they can't activate this one yet. No attackers. Doesn't make sense. End step, my turn. I take none because I have 4 in hand. Draw. Oh, man. Monkey's Paw Curls. I needed an island, not a Polluted Delta. Now I have to think. It really isn't much thinking to do, is there? It's like kill them now or die. They're at 16. I go to 2. Let's say the Gush pile contains... I can Impulse too. So let's say... Yeah, I should have Impulse. You're absolutely right, Flex. So I play Polluted Delta, fetch. That's 3 points from Psychatog. Then I Gush. So let's say 3 points from Psychatog plus the Gush is 9.5. Let's say I miss on Wonder because I'm probably going to. But then if I want to... I can't miss on Wonder because if I want to Impulse... No, I can't. I have to find it off of Impulse. Then I need to attack. So basically the top 4 cards in my deck need to contain Wonder. Because if I Impulse right now and there's a Wonder in there, then I can get the Wonder. Impulse goes to the graveyard. Then we got 3 points of damage with the graveyard and the Psychatog. Then I can attack. They can't block. Then I can, after blockers, Gush, which gives me 6.5, 7.5, 8, 9.5, 10, 11, 12.5, 13, 14, 15.5. I'm short a point of damage. If they block, I'm dead. Brother, I don't know if you can hear me talking about I need to find Wonder here to live. But I'm workshopping is like, yeah, I think that's what I have to go for. I think that's my line. Yeah, that's my line. This has to find. They can't have Counterspell. This must find wonder. Yeah. And I think I also need to find an opt because I just counted out 15.5 points of damage. So that means I need to tap. No, like this is fine. Impulse for wonder. There is no wonder. So I am confirmed dead. Maybe not quite. Got a logic now. E-plague on island for gushing so I don't have to fetch with Delta. You think so? Okay, I'm into that. I'm into it. Island for gushing. I don't think I have time to cast the E-plague. And then we play the island out and now we're just chilling. Okay, we're chilling. I can't plague in this turn. Yeah, that'd be sick if I could. I need their hand to be land, to be clear. Or like another Lava Mancer or something. Red. Fanatic. That just kills us. Okay, game 3. Tough. I would have gushed for what? What are we looking for off the gush? Can't find wonder because we won't have islands in play. Doesn't matter. If we gush, we've already played our land drop. We don't have an island in play, so we can't attack. Doesn't make a difference. I think we're fine with this configuration though. Don't worry about flax. The amount of times I've done that exact play wrong in paper on this channel is more than 4. So it's not just you. That's the reason it's fresh in my head, because I'm aware I've been scolded by comments so much. All right, I will take the play. Turn 1, Duress. Unfortunately, do I have to do off the back of the Polluted Delta or off the back of the Underground River? I don't think I can. I think I need to like Portent. Yeah, this is fine. Keep. Gushing to draw Plague and play it. Yeah, if I had an extra mana, that would have worked. They mulligan to 5, so this Duress is slotted to be pretty good. That Black Vise ran the train on us game 2. It's not good. All right, here we go. Take it off my upkeep. Delta. Fetch. Swamp. It really sucks to not have access to double island, but I don't have Gush, so there's that. And I don't want to tap this Underground River to lose life to. That's just so bad. All right, they have the Vise. They've also got Lightning Rift and Bolt. Is the Vise likely to actually hurt me more than Rift? Let's actually think about that. I've got 5 in hand, and currently I will, so that Vise currently, up until the turn I play Psychatog, which is 2 turns from now, it's slotted to deal 2 damage to me, where that Rift will deal 4. But Rift helps with Tog math. When you're right, you're right. I wonder if it's just Lightning Bolt. I think Lightning Bolt actually deals more damage to me this game than Black Vise. Because they're going to, say they don't play Lava Mancer, because if they don't play Vise on turn 1, what the hell are they doing? No offense to your opponent. It's just like, that's obviously the play. Otherwise, you're going to not maximize damage off the Vise. Then I'll take 1 and go to 18. Then I'll play a land and pass. And I'll take 1 and go to 17. Play Tog. Yeah, it's Lightning Bolt. And then we ship the turn. Vise. Yep. Opponent knows exactly what matters. All right. Pass to me. And then I take 1. There's another river. We don't want to do that. I could Impulse or I could Portent. I think I'd like to use all of my mana. Yeah, I think we're going to lean on Impulse here. 2 mystery cards. Did you find your land? There's a Lava Mancer. That happens. No land. So Flame Rift plus Mystery. Let's Impulse. Hydroblast. Duress. I think it's Hydroblast. If I had a Gush, I'd be looking at the island. But as of right now, I think it's just the Hydroblast. So we'll take that. These can go on the bottom. My turn, I'll take another 1 to the Vise, which we knew was always going to happen. There's another Portent. So here, I think I need to be brave and expose my Psychatog to the elements. I guess if I wait a single turn, I can protect it with Hydroblast. Nothing's happening that fast. Maybe that's safe. I think that's safe. Portent me. Another Hydroblast, Island Portent. I think we're interested in every single one of these cards, actually. I think the Portent's the last thing we're casting, so this order is just fine. No shuffle. Unfortunately, our mana base is slotted to deal us some serious damage this turn, or this game rather, but that's fine. I'll draw off Portent. And now that I've got an extra Hydroblast, I think I can blast the Lava Mancer, but it's going to cost a life. And if they Pyro Pillar me, sheesh. I've seen some mad lads on Discord play Plague Spitter main and Dr.Teeth. What are your thoughts? That's interesting. I think that with the extra Hydroblast, I can afford. I don't want to get pillared. Is it worth saving a life to blink the... I think this is so bad. I think this is a bad play, but I'm going to take the 1. Tap for a Jackal Pup. Okay. Jackal Pup is less good than Grim Lava Mancer. No response. Now, they've missed their land drop once again. End step. I think I am going to lose a life to Hydroblast anyway, taking an unnecessary point of damage from the Grim Lava Mancer. But this saved us from them going land drop Pyro Pillar us, which is actually pretty good. This life loss negates the life loss from the Black Vise that we would take. So here I can comfortably go island, colorless, black, blue. Here's my Tog. And then now we're here. And I'm going to hold up Hydroblast instead of Portenting because Red Blast terrifies me. Grim. I almost want to blast this Grim so they can't chip nickel and dime my Psychatog. I think I will. And then we're actually pretty likely to, it depends on what I draw, but there's a non-zero chance I'm supposed to Portent our opponent. We'll see. Black Vise, stop triggering. All right, we've got 2 Portents, so we can do both. Let's start with you. I should have Portented me so I could double Portent. They do have the Pyro Pillar and they've got the land. Why are they not playing their land? Are they trying to get me to go shields down? Oh, wait, I'm not duressing them. I'm Portenting them. So they have a land. They've got Incinerate and Pyro Pillar. Okay, we're going to bury the land under everything else. So Mountain goes on the bottom, then Incinerate, then the Pyro Pillar, and I will not shuffle. Sorry, guys. That was pretty brain rotted of me. I was like, what is happening here? All right, Portent me. Gush, please. E-Plague, Smother Island. I don't think so. I don't actually need any of these cards right now. Okay, any order, shuffle. I will hold this land. I do need to start dealing damage. I am okay taking 2 from the Jackal Pup once. Damage, my turn. Your turn even. It just feels like my turn because I'm drawing 2 cards. Hydroblast is a fine pickup here. I don't think we're using it on the dog. I think we'll sit here and race this dog for a minute because we know the next top deck is a blink as well. Oh, I suppose we didn't know about that Jackal Pup. Do we need to care about it? No. End step and my turn. No response to the Vise. Draw a Counterspell. Now I think instead of nickel and diming them, I will protect my life total. And they have no defense from this Psychatog. So we are how far away? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage. So we need to deal another 8. That means we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish cards away. If in the next 2 draw steps, there's a Gush, I think we can string it together. That being said, I think we actually have to attack here. I think we will strategically let ourselves go to 9 life off these Jackal Pups. Attack you. Damage. You're at 18. Pass to you. All right, we now know their whole hand. This is their hand currently. No blocks. Oh, and they're not going to... They drew the mountain, right? What exactly are they up to? No response. I don't take anything. There's an island. Now we are going to... Do we have to start saving up? I think we have to start saving up. We're just going to... I think we're playing our land. What a funky little spot I'm in. Why didn't they play their mountain? Oh, now they're on the mountain. Got it. So there's still a mystery card in their hand. They can't attack. They're passing. Okay. My turn. No damage from Pillar. Draw a Wonder. Is it better to discard a card than to play a land? That becomes a fun question. I think we can just hold it and then pitch the Wonder if we need to. We're still not going to do anything. And now I think we interact with this. Their hand's mystery card, Pillar, Flame Rift. Flame Rift actually might kill them. Yeah, no, this is... I'm good on this. Well, we can still discard the land. We would just do it at the end of their turn or in my upkeep or whatever. So the Psychatog gets the extra damage, right? If they Flame Rift, what does that mean? They're at 14 and I've got 1, 4.5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of damage and they're at 14. So Gush would kill if they Flame Rift. So we let a Flame Rift resolve and hope. We cross our fingers. What a funny spot we're in. No Gushes, no Factor Fictions up to this point. A little unlucky, but only a little. We've only been through 20 cards. Attackers, for sure. Why not cast Wonder? It doesn't, it adds, let me see. What happens if I cast the Wonder there? It does add a little bit of clock. Maybe we were supposed to. Maybe that was like an ideal cast Wonder spot. I guess I couldn't have, then I would have like had to take 3 off the Incinerate. Then I would be like, I wouldn't have the double permission up. But maybe that's playing too cautiously. On tap, Vise can't do anything, draw Gush. Well, E-Plague's actually fine. 1, 2, 3, Engineered Plague. This lets me start attacking again, which is actually huge. Jackal, it is Jackal, right? Yeah, Jackal. All right, combat, now I can swing. The chip damage is really important there, and those pups were stopping me from doing that. End step, you go. If they Incinerate, I believe we're Hydroblasting. I no longer care about Pyrostatic Pillar or Flame Rift in the same way, so I think we are good to counter Incinerate. That said, if they find a Red Blast, we're kind of screwed. I'm going to be crazy and take this. I'll go to 6. No creatures, please. Only burn spells. Please, please let them have Fire Blast plus Flame Rift and they feel like they need to do it right now. That would make me so happy. Mush Mush, what's up, Sab? How you doing? They're playing the Pyrostatic Pillar. I think I have to counter this. All right, yield through turn. Gush off the top, please. Damn, what do we have here? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We attack them. And then I believe we have to play Wonder now. I think that's just the world we're living in. The chance that we're dead is like 100% right now, right? Here comes my Wonder. Go. I need them to not have any free spells. I need it to just be Flame Rift because they can't Flame Rift because that's lethal to them, I think, at this point. They go to 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's lethal for them. And after that game 1 win, they have to know how much damage I can deal by this point. But if they don't do anything, then Gush is very much lethal. If they Red Blast my Psychatog, I think we're cooked. I guess I can hope they've drawn 1.5 million Jackal Pups. We've already seen 2. Flame Rift plus Fire Blast does it. But I think inaction is, oh, not a mountain, anything but a mountain. Now Bolt's added to that range of things that kill us. As is Mog Fanatic, weirdly, because the Tog can't get in. We've already seen 2 Incinerate, so it's probably too much to ask that they have 2 2-drops or 3 3-drops. Or 3 2-drops, rather. They should have a combination of lethal. They're probably just thinking about my island. All right, I take 4. Show me your Bolt. Put me out of my misery. I'm squirming, land me. Oh, they had it. GG's, well played. Where was my first Gush? Draw card? If the client will let me. I want to know that it was right on top. It was 1 too deep, but the client won't let me. Rats. All right, 1-2 with our beloved Tog. Lost a close one. We're going into round number 3. All right, we found our opponent and we're on the play. We've got 2 lands and a Portent. Yeah, that's it doesn't matter what everything else is. This is a keep. Or play defensively until you could win. Yeah, but what was the line? Is keep attacking into pups and taking 4 damage a turn? I don't think so. So that wouldn't have been very good, right? Swapping 4 for 1 damage. Yeah. Maybe not being as aggressive. Yeah, I could see not doing that. I did do that once and I took a free Flame Rift. That's fair. Little island, Portent me. There's our black source for the Smother, an extra Smother, which might not even be relevant in this matchup. So we'll keep this, but we'll put the Smother on the bottom, center the opt, put the swamp on top, and then we'll have these opts to get rid of the Smother if it winds up not being relevant in the matchup. Diamond. Still unclear if Smother is going to be important in this matchup. Wasteland to the bin, Treetop Village, probably. Hitting Terravore, probably big game. This is just green-white T-get, it looks like. All right, we'll go to our turn, we'll draw, we'll play an island, and if they play something we have to counterspell, we're pretty likely to have to draw the Smother. But hopefully they just kind of like spin their wheels this turn and I can convert a couple ops and try to get into Psychatog mode. Smother's alive on exactly the Treetop Village, but I don't know if I want the second one still. Especially if they don't do anything with their turn, then it's like, okay, we need to move towards our game plan, not interacting with theirs, right? So this goes to the bottom. We draw an island and then another opt. You a Tog? You're a Counterspell. But with no selection and I can't convert them both in the same turn, I think I'll just bottom it. Draw Delta, next turn, untap, draw. Impulse is a fine pickup here, to be honest. What am I likely to smother this turn? If they play a Terravore, I'll probably smother. Do I need to smother a 1/1 right now, though? Let's meet in the middle and play a Polluted Delta and just pass. Combat for 1 is cool with me, especially if you're doing Stone Cold nothing else. Stone Cold nothing else, we'll take those. Impulse, Tog, please. No Tog, but Fact or Fiction? Yeah, we'll take a Fact. Any order. Do you want to shuffle now? I don't think we need to. We'll untap, draw. Another Counterspell really makes us want to have so many islands in play. So we'll probably use this Delta to fetch for another island and then Fact or Fiction unless our opponent makes us do anything. Gween, Rithsgrove. I love this trick. They get to bounce their cycling land so they can cycle it now. That's really cool. Although they didn't use it for mana at all, so it doesn't really matter. Gotta go have a great stream. See ya, Gwangly Beak. Have a good one. What is this, Armageddon? Certainly no. Definitely not. Continue. Yeah, beep beep's fine. We'll take it. My turn. Untap, draw foils, fine. Swamp, we're chilling. Fact or Fiction, we'd like to find us like a Gush to turn this foil on, but this foil is super hard castable too, so doesn't really matter. Attackers, get in for 1, I like it. I take it. You're gonna cycle that land, and you're gonna play it back into play. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Terravore as a 1/1. Yeah, you've got it, buddy. End step, let's Fact or Fic. All right, there's a Gush. The only way I'm not taking it that Gush is if they 4/1 pile it. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what they do, I'm taking Gush. If they 4/1 pile it, I'm taking 4 cards, which is more than Gush could ever give me. Thank you. All right, and then we will go to our next turn, draw a card. Let's open on a Duress type situation. A couple more Armageddons. The naturalizers are dead, so we'll just take one of those. It shan't resolve. We've got a foil, so I guess we're cool to play this Underground River since they don't have a Wasteland currently. Then we can tap and we can Portent ourselves before we fetch in case you want a partial pile. We want, I guess I'm comfortable taking an Impulse here because we're looking for Tog. So I'll bury the lands, I'll take the Impulse, but then I'll shuffle with the Polluted Delta and I'll go ahead and smother the Terravore because it does eventually need to die no matter what, right? Take a draw. It's probably time to start getting in a Treetop Village. They need to switch gears, I think. Yeah, here he comes. I think we're still going to hit that Terravore because it costs them mana every time they want to attack with that thing, which we're cool with. Attack with it all. We're going to fetch for an island. That's not our fetch land. We're going to fetch for an island. Then we will lose a life, which is unfortunate, but we will smother the Terravore. We'll take 4 and go to 10, and then we'll Impulse for Tog. They drew a land. It's a port. We don't really care about that. 1, 2, Impulse. There's our Tog. We'll take that. These can go to the bottom in any order. My turn. Want to port me now? Probably hit the swamp so it costs me a life to play Psychatog. Yeah, my guy. Yeah, that's tapped. Another island's great because now I can play this Tog and still hold up Counterspell through port, which looks good. I know their hand does not deal with Tog. I have the Wonder. They are very close to just being done. Like, I think a Gush does it on its own. White. Cycle Secluded Step is fine. They are marching towards Threshold. Cast Mongoose is also fine. I believe that concludes your turn. There's really nothing else you can do, right? My turn. Untap, draw Gush, win. Damn. Do I just stop playing lands now? Like, how many cards do I need to make this truly lethal? 1 plus 6, 6, so that's 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, flat. A Gush is immediately lethal. 16, 17, 18, 19. So 2 more draw steps are 2 more draw steps. We're going to get to 19. So if I can have them either fetch or if I can draw an opt in one of those draw steps that does it, yeah, we're just going to sit comfy. Or we could attack. Nah, the first attack I don't think makes that much sense. We're just chilling. We've got so much counter magic up. Port's fine. They're close to winning on the back of Armageddon. We are also close to winning on the back of Armageddon. Yeah, if Armageddon gets cast, we probably are just letting it resolve. Because if they Armageddon, we do just win. Because like I said, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and a half, 20 off the draw. If they Armageddon, we just win. No, we don't, because Wonder won't give flying. Very important. So we need to hold an island to play. My turn. Tap my swamp seems good. Gush off the top, please. Counterspell? I'll have a counterspell. We'll just pass again. Still no need to do anything. Again, the Wonder interaction. It comes up, dude. It comes up. Werebear. Not on the list of things I care about. That's fine. I believe Opt wins us the game. Portent does not. Opt, Gush, Fact or Fiction's top decks all win us the game. That gets tapped. That's fine. Portent. All right, it doesn't win us the game, but we will cast it. I almost think I'm portenting my opponent. Let's do some more math real quick. I don't care about anything you have. Armageddon getting counter. Yeah, Armageddon we can't let resolve anymore, I don't think. Maybe we can. No, because we have to go Tog big enough to block something. If we portent them, then we'll draw the card back. And on our turn, we'll have 8, 9 cards in hand, plus a portent in the graveyard. So 6 and a half, 7 and a half, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If we do that, if we blink them with this portent, it's game over. We don't even need to find something important. Also, if they wasteland, I guess they could wasteland themselves and that would suck. So I guess we can give them Sylvan Library because I'm just going to kill them next turn. So wasteland to the bottom, followed by Armageddon, followed by Library, which I'm going to let you cast. I won't even interact with it. No shuffle. This lets us tuck a card, so we didn't have to go to discard this turn is what that means. So now we can just pass the turn. What am I missing for 2? Oh, naturalize your own thing. If I counterspell this, can I still kill? That's a smart play from opponent. That wasn't even on my radar. If I counterspell it, they can't threshold without doing it again on their turn. Let me see here. Ooh, that's tough. That's so smart. Very cool. That was MD91. That was actually fire. I didn't even consider that line. Countering it now doesn't do anything, right? Because if I counter it now, they can just pull the play off again next turn by tapping their own. Yeah, but if I counter again, they're still thresholded. Like they're at 5 right now. This naturalize will go to 6. Naturalize it on it again, and I counter it again. They go to 7. They're thresholded, right? And then they can fire up the treetop. I block Werebear and take 9. I think I have to try to get lucky here. This resolves. I saw 4, not 5. Oh yeah, they've got 5. I think we have to let this go. And just the strangest twist of fate. We'll take a draw off the portent. It needs to be like Smother, I think. It's not Smother. Chat, if our opponent does what they're supposed to do, we are dead. All right, this is tapped. There's no response to that. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Good. Honestly, applause. Well played. Very well played. That was actually sick. Naturalize your own diamond, set up lethal. That was fire. All right, Tsabo's web seems good. I think Annul might be a trap in this matchup. Plague on Mongoose or Bear. Although the chance that they just get like thresholded fast enough that like I can't play the Plague fast enough is good enough. As it turns out, Werebear was on the list of things we cared about. It turns out it was. I wasn't thinking quite far enough ahead. When use the Interrogator, combo and control matchups. I don't believe this is one of them. Do you guys think we should try the Interrogator in this matchup? I'm not opposed to it. I could see it playing out okay, especially on the play. I know we want Tsabo's web. I don't know that we actually want Annul that bad. I think that foil's actually kind of weak. Is it cut all of them weak? It might be. It might be cut all of them weak. And then an Opt, just about 90% of the cards for budget Tog he posted about. Nice. Annul counter Sylvan only. A counter Sylvan. There's no Oath, so like Diamond, yeah, we don't want Annul. Cut like an Oath, bring in like Plague 1. I kind of want a second Plague if I'm bringing him in. So Opt number 2, Plague number 2. 3 seems high. Submit. It would make the Mongoose smaller even after Threshold. It also hits Werebear. If they're not thresholded, they're actually good. Do they have sideboard choke? I haven't seen their sideboard. Hey, are you and your crew all set for the brawl? Yeah, I'll be heading out. I'm leaving around lunchtime tomorrow. So your people have the address for the Airbnb, by the way. So I will be in probably first, followed very quickly by Shirt. Then everyone else will start showing up. I'll be ready to engage in activities as soon as 5 p.m. tomorrow. I'll be on the play. This hand's like not great. It's not bad. We'll keep. Island, go. You got the details? Shaka. Yeah, I was talking to one of your people who said it's like a pretty good location, so I was stoked to hear that. Apparently the food there is, there's a lot of good food in the area, which is exciting. We're going to do a little bit of grocery shopping. I want to have the house stocked with some like essential stuff, but nothing too major. I don't need to use black mana yet. I don't want to play in the wasteland. So here's an island, and I will just show you that it looks like I have Counterspell, because I do have Counterspell. Fetch with Heath is fine. Library is probably not going to resolve until they Red Blast my Counterspell, but I can't let it resolve. I need them to have the Red Blast. All right, Pyroblast happens. I draw Wonder. Let's make them have it for the Tog, I think. Although the chance that they have it's like astronomical, right? Let's pay a life and fetch. But I think I need to feed them my first Tog, I think. I'm so rusty on this deck, I haven't actually played it in a while. Here's my Psychatog, and you may go. See ya, Tog. No? Tog's cool. See ya, Tog. Rith's Grove. Are we Geddening? This is a bad turn to Gedden. Yeah, that was not a good turn to Gedden. Bounce these islands to my hand. Draw some cards. It resolves. Okay. My turn. Untap, draw. I now have Circular Logic up. Go to combat. Heck yeah. We're not even close to lethal yet. Go. That was an ambitious Armageddon. I guess it sets them up on Threshold, but yeah, that was a bit ambitious for sure. It kills my E-Plague though, right? I guess they're still not quite thresholded. Swords? Nah. Pump it with Logic. Cast it for its madness cost, targeting the swords. Boom. Got another one of them there, swords. Yield. Yield through the turn. Okay, untap, draw. Gush kills, I think. No, maybe it does. Let's see here. I'm playing this island. 6, 7.5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.5, 15, 16, 17. Oh, that easily kills. What if they're sandbagging? What if they're sandbagging a chat? Do I be brave? Do I not play around them sandbagging a Swords to Plowshares? All right, chat votes. Do we go for it? I have lethal. Brave, go. Brave, go, 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 go. All right, let's do it. Combat, attack you, declare blockers, gush. All right. Ooh, impulse. Grab a, it doesn't truly matter, a portent. Any order. Pitch, pitch, pitch. Exile 2, 1, 2. Why don't you stay popped out for me? Exile 2, exile 2. Yeah, there's no reason to exile first. If they have it, I'm dead. Because I have to use like almost all my resources to clear this damage. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I need another one, 1, 2. They tap for white and concede. Good to know. Okay, begin sideboarding. I thought they had it for a second. Any changes? I don't think so. Foil does become a little bit more enticing post-board, that's for sure. It looks slightly better than Mana Leak, I think. Yeah, we'll bring a foil back in. Just one, though. As a juke. As a treat. All right, this hand contains 4 lands and 3 good spells. I'm going to keep it. Chat 1, opponent 0. Yeah, that worked out well. That was exciting. I hope it was exciting for all of you. Furnace? Yeah, that card's actually good against this on like Tormod script. Oh, but Portent is a great top deck. I just realized our hand's riddled with Underground Rivers, which is not good against their wastelands. Tsabo's Web sure is good, though. And there's an island for the Gush. Okay, keep it all. Bury the Gush under the Tsabo's Web, under the island. Do not shuffle. Yield through turn. Yep, you ate it. I'm yielding through your turn again. Continue. Gemstone Mine. Another Furnace. Rude. And a Mongoose. Don't forget to furnish yourself, good buddy. Untap, draw Tsabo's Web. We're going to jam that. Tap for Dose. Play a Tsabo's Web. Draw a little card off of it. It's a Gush. And you may go. Make a Rith's Grove. I like it. Could this deck have a Morphling sideboard? Don't think so. Like, anything's possible, but I don't think it's actually good. Yeah, you've got to Call the Herd. We can smother that, but we probably have to counterspell the first iteration first. The second iteration before we try to smother. Also, I really don't want to play a non-basic, but I think that's the world we're living in. Here's my non-basic. You may go. Maybe I just want to play Morphling. Now that is fine. If you just want to play Morphling, put it in the side, put it in the main board. Morphling's such a cool card. Gemstone. Okay, no Wasteland. Am I willing to tank this hit? I think I am. I'm going to tank this hit just to hold up Mana Leak, just in case they have like a relevant spell. They don't. So now I feel comfortable with the Smother on the Elephant. That way they can't like windmill slam a Sylvan Library into play or something. They can't play 4 mana spells. They could have a Sylvan Library just in their hand right now. They could have just drawn it for turn, right? Don't want to play into that for literally no reason. Pass to you. I mean, not taking 3 is a reason, but I would actually, I think, lose to Resolve Library at this point. Attackers, 1's fine. Windy? Yeah, you got it. Go to 19. Flashback, Call the Herd? All right. Converting Mana Leak is pretty sick. Yeah, you got my Mana Leak. It's gone. I'm really glad I don't have AKs in my deck, if I'm being honest. Tap. Let's go ahead and opt. Psychatog, please. I'll take a Fact of Fiction. Put that on top. Next turn. Yeah, you've got it. It's gone. My turn. Another island. Yeah, I'll play another island, and then we will chill. We'll take some pain. They really don't have a lot going on. Well, they really don't have a lot going on. Do I wait to cast this Fact of Fiction until I can counterspell a Red Blast? I think I do. My turn. Untap. Draw. Second Fact of Fiction. You may go. Attackers, I'll go to 11. Youch. End step. Here comes my big Fact of Fiction. Please don't counter it. I think I will fight for my Fact of Fiction. If you got 2 Red Blasts, I've got another Fact of Fiction. So there's that. Furnace, yeah, that's fine. How about this Foff? Ooh, look at all those Gushes. Are we in Hardcast Wonder Get Going mode? If I can build up a bunch of Gushes, I can kill them legitimately from just what's in my hand. What a weird way to pile that out. I will take this pile. Any order. Don't forget to furnace me. No response. Next turn. Tog? Not quite. That's actually a dead card right now. We will continue to play lands and pass. I've got another snack for you. Furnace is fine. I'm not going to like Fact or Fiction in response to like leverage Circular Logic. They've got a couple too many mana for that to be good, I think. Combat. I take 1, go to 10. All right, you've heard of 1 Fact or Fiction, but have you heard of its best friend? 2 Fact or Fictions? No Togs? I guess I'll just take whatever pile that Impulse is in. Unless it's like the only card. Yeah, we'll take this pile. Any order. All right, let's Impulse for Tog. No Tog. I'll take a card I can cast right now, I guess. Opt. No, I'll take an Impulse. Any order. How about Second Breakfast? Oh, I believe I have lost the chat's plot. Tog off the top. Not quite. Let us... I guess it's actually kind of safe to do a main phase Impulse here. Still? Well, I guess this E-Plague's actively pretty good. It just like deletes their clock altogether. Let us Duress the opponent real quick. Take your Armageddon. No, thank you. Although I guess I have 2 Gushes, so it's like not that big a deal. Then we'll go black, 1, 2. E-Plague, name Mongoose. Fetching is fine. Green. We cracking furnaces now? Love to see that. Yeah, you got it. That's gone. Ooh, Cycle Tranquil Thicket. That's smart. Now you got to crack your other furnace. So now I'm just looking. Now I'm on the prowl for a Tog immediately. All right, no response. You've done that. I'm still going to name Mongoose. It's going to change the clock. Mongoose. All right, their hand is 2 mystery cards, which I think makes portenting them a little bit worse. So I think I just need to try to find Tog. Portent me. Really, no Togs? I guess it's a shuffle. Togs have been really nervous to show up to work this league. Yield through turn. Wonder does trade with it now. That is true. Third Gush. I guess we're just like hyper gushing this turn. That's like the only move we have. Cycle Step's fine. 31 cards and not a single Tog. Tons of selection too. Oh, please don't Armageddon me. It's going to make it take forever to come back. Take 2. Is that Plains discarded? No, I still know about a Plains in their hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Armageddon. Well, we have to do this. Bounce 2 islands. We draw a counterspell. 2 more islands. There's our first Tog. Wow, you've been shy, my guy. That's why they held their Plains. That resolves any order. So I have to find, really, it doesn't matter how fast I get this going. This Mongoose is slotted to kill us before we can resolve a Tog. This is very good for the opponent. Duress does Stone Cold nothing. Let's go land. Yeah, I don't think there's a way out, guys. I think they got us. I think they maneuvered super duper well. End step, we'll pitch Wonder, Island, Polluted Delta that we can't cast. Oh no, we can cast the Tog, right? We can cast the Tog. Polluted Delta. I don't think Duress is doing anything. And I guess we need Smother. I guess it's another island. Any order? Thanks, Plague. They still got a top deck pretty well, but they've got us close to dead to rights. If they like drew Mongoose or Werebear here, it's like we have to then what? Smother the Werebear? All right, you can attack. Luckily, this Tog is just dead ass lethal the second we're able to convert it, but oh boy. Next turn, untap, draw. Rishid Import also messes us up in a really bad way. We will go Island so we can counterspell another threat if they have one. Casting Duress before the E-Plague, let them get there. That's true. I did clock their 2 furnaces as like, okay, they can put themselves on 6. I was trying to think about how could they put another card in their graveyard to be thresholded. And for whatever reason, I totally blinked on the option. Ooh, Wasteland doesn't do it. On the option of cycling a land. Call of the Herd will not happen. That's too much. My turn. Draw, swamp. You're hellbent, so don't draw swords, bro. Here's my Psychatog. Go. Man, opponent played this. MD91, if you ever see this, sick play. This has been a very engaging and super fun game to be a part of. It's still anyone's game. Like if they top deck gas, I have to like gush for foil. Is foil even left in my range right now? Did I use it already? I don't think so. It's just a fetch land. Okay, so you have to attack, so I have to pump my Tog. You're certainly dead now, right? Yeah, I believe you're dead. 17, which is 8.5, 9.5, 9.5 plus this is getting put into play. I'll put it into play now, actually. So 9.5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 and a half, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, this is just lethal. Kind of doesn't matter how I cut it. Gush, opt, bottom. Nice. So that's 19. Don't ever do this, but my brain's starting to fry. So I'm just going to like pitch a card real quick to make math easier. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Combat. I'll let that float away. Attack. Blockers. Pitch. We're just going to leave Circular Logic in our hand. I will have no response. I will not be casting Circular Logic. I'm sitting here like they can cast something. They have nothing in their hand. This just works. Pop out that graveyard. No response here. No. Exile 2. All right. Clean. My play wasn't as clean as it could have been. I shouldn't have opened on that Duress, but damage. Nice. All right. 2-2. Round 5 is going to have us playing for a 3-2, hopefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're 6. We're even on games. We're 6-6, which is, we're also 2-2, so that works out perfect. All right. Round number 5, and we are on the draw against Hiko. And our hand looks a little soft. I think this is a Mengu keep. Vibes-based keep. Impulse for Tog. Gush looks good. This is like pretty loose, but I'll keep it because the foil makes me feel safer than it should. All right, just a mountain. No goblin or anything. That's pretty good. Untap, draw Portent. Damn. I'll take an island. Pass turn. Oh yeah, Oyster. This is a Mengu keep. This was definitely sketch. If this is just a pile driver, we're cool with it. Draw for turn. Opt has been drawn in the wrong order. Land, go. Let's see if they play a War Chief. Oh, they don't. Okay, they don't have War Chief. Are they just going to play Matron? That's going to be fine. So this is a pretty slow Goblins opener. So we got kind of lucky because we definitely kept a loose one. Fanatic's fine. End step, we can freely Impulse for Tog. No luck on the Tog, but we've got Permission, which I think is what we're likely to take here. Yeah, we'll take a Mana Leak. Any order to the bottom, my turn. Tog off the top. Rats. We haven't shown black mana yet. So that said, no, I don't want to play into Wasteland either. No, we'll just get an island into play and chill for another turn. We probably got to find our Tog by next turn. Otherwise, it starts to get super sketchy. Attackers, are we cool taking 4 here? I think so. Goblin Lackey is not super. Mana Leak that. End step, we will opt. Tog, please. Counterspell. I mean, they've got us for 4 damage a turn. LL Pile Driver has pro blue to punk out Psychatog. It does have that. Although if they're leaning on the back of the Goblin Pile Driver, that gives me a ton of time to just go find a my Wonder. I wonder if we're supposed to put this Counterspell down, because I don't think we can just like take Counterspell and let them have another turn of just like, here, take 4. That goes to the bottom. There's the Tog. They fetch, sure. What possibly costs 2? Probably nothing. They probably just want to like get the fetch out of the way so they can F6. There's another land. Here's my Underground River. Here's a black. 1, 2. Tog, go. Are you going to play something I have to foil here? 1, 2, 3. War Chief? Not really. That's fine. Attackers, just send for 1, huh? So you're going to let me attack in? I guess the Mog Fanatic is like fine to pop a block off. End step, MTGO. Next turn. Draw. It's a Portent. Let's open on... Maybe we should just open on Gushing. Now, I want to see if there's a Wonder in here. There's not. There's a Foth, which I think I'm interested in. It'll let me recover from this foil. Okay. Bottom, middle, top. No shuffle. That means we need to play this island, and we are chilling. I'm really feeling the lack of intuition in this pile, but Wonder existing. 1, 2. Another War Chief. Let's see. If I let this resolve, if they attack out, they're certainly dead, right? I guess it's close. They don't know about the Foth. Another War Chief means that if they attack out, this pile driver is going to be unblockable and hit us for 7. Then we'll take 8, 9, 10, 11 from the Fanatic. But if it does resolve, then we run into the issue of like, we have to find Wonder to win the game. It kind of feels like we're on Find Wonder or Bust anyway right now, right? Huh. I guess I can just be brave. Like, they really can't attack out. In Fact or Fiction plus Gush is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I have 20 damage. I'm going to be brave. Feels weird. Feels wrong. But I'm doing it. Opponent's in the tank now, too. I wonder what they're thinking about. Is it like I think another pile driver just has to be countered. That's actually lethal, which definitely puts me in a funny spot. All right, attackers are fine. Okay, they're full sending now. Something I've been thinking about is Merchant Scroll, especially if you have both Gush and AK, since it can grab AKs 3 and 4, which has to be good. Paying 2 to Gush seems like it's still one of the best cards of Premodern. That's true. So that trigger's fine. So we've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is what we're taking here. We'll go to blocks. We'll block a War Chief. Then we will exile 2, just whatever 2. It doesn't matter because there's no AKs. And then let damage happen. End step. I don't think there's is there a reason to not Foth here? Bolt? Could they have Bolt? Are we concerning ourselves with Bolt right now? I guess that just means we have to foil it and hope. Yeah. Goblins usually don't play Bolt, but they sometimes do. Fact or Fiction. All right, we're going to take whichever of these piles is bigger. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. It truly doesn't matter how they do this. I have to go for it here, right? Them tapping out was kind of crazy. They must have something to do here. Or they just another player who maybe doesn't understand Psychatog's range, or they've got a Bolt in their hand. But if they had one, they should have cast it there, I think. On tap, draw. All right, counting time. Let's do Gush in the graveyard together, because that's 6.5, 7, 8, 6.5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I can even hold the counterspell. Yeah, this is just lethal. 1, 2, Gush, return, island. Okay. Do I want to do something with this mana? Yeah, I guess I'll like opting is pretty free. Just adds another half a point of damage. All right, they can see. They see it. They know. They probably just like felt like they needed to go for it there, but I don't know that they did. Chat, do we think they have manlands? I think there's a solid chance they have manlands. Usually the green-red version does. Kind of makes me want to bring in webs. I think foil sucks. Duresses are like actively so bad. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to be able to duress a red blast, but outside of that, they're just like stone cold do nothing. They have port. Did we see port? I think they probably have port. We didn't see it, but I'm making a guess that they probably have it. Cut a leak. No, cut a counterspell. It's harder to cast. Couple webs. This little 9-for-9 action totally changed the vibe of the deck. Submit. I really don't know about these Cabal Interrogators in the sideboard. I kind of just wish they were Phyrexian Furnaces or like, I don't know, anything else. I just don't think I believe in this card the same way Lanny does. Although fun little fact, it shares an artist with Dreadnought, I believe. No, that's Pete Venters. It shares an artist with the Tilty Islands. That's the one it shares with, right? Let me see. Is it on here? Yeah, it does. All right. Game 2, we're on the draw, and we stone cold can't beat a lackey, meaning I'm not playing that game. They're also keeping 7. Nope. This hand looks solid, but we literally just can't beat lackey. This hand also can't beat a lackey. I think we have to try to beat lackey. Although going to 5 is like really low. Maybe now we hope they don't have lackey and try to get it off the back of, no, we gotta go to 5. As much as it sucks, I think we have to go to 5. This hand can't beat a lackey, but we've got Smother and E-Plague. We keep Impulse. No, we just keep lands, black cards. Okay, we try it. Done. Show me the lackey. All right, blue blast off the top. Let's go. Rats. All right, land go. No lackey. No, not no lackey. There's already a lackey. No siege gang, no ringleader. Don't do stuff. No things allowed. Ooh, Rishid import. That means I'm glad we brought in the web. I'm glad we mulligan those first 2 hands. They had 0. Like we've got like 4% chance to maybe fight this hand. Or it's just a matron. But our 7 and 6 had like there was no chance. Let's probably get siege gang. Knight of Bao. What's up, baby? I'm debating whether or not to spend $40 on a pop on entering Premodern and Pauper event. It's SCG Milwaukee this weekend. The Premodern requires deck submission. Pauper doesn't. Both of my decks are poison based. But I don't see the Premodern one being anything but 0-3 for me if I do. Yeah, if you got a poison deck in Premodern, I never heard of that, so I think there's a solid chance that it goes pretty south for you. But if you're just in it for the memes and the fun, who cares? Like, hop in. All right, we need to draw Blue Blast again. No response. One more time, Blue Blast, please. No Blue Blast, but it is a swamp. Okay. Like, it's still not great, but we can, like, smother the lackey. Oh, not a second port. Oh, that's so bad. Their hand's so good versus us. Is this Mike Atkinson? All right, resolves. You get a thing in play. Ringleader, show me your trigger. They get 3. Nope, 2. 2 war chiefs. End step, my turn. They should port the island here. That happens, no response. We draw another plague. Okay. Land go. Not a land drop. Now our plague's not coming down until turn, what, 5? Declare attackers. We must kill a lackey. I need them to actually cast the spells in their hand instead of cheating them into play. Fetch, swamp, tap, smother, lackey, F6. All right, they don't play a war chief, so they're playing super defensive, which is kind of what we need. You can tap the swamp. We're not playing this swamp either. Tap the island, that's fine. Draw. It's a delta. We'll just play the island and pass. Little fancy. Have you ever tried more Xerox-like version of Trog? Yeah, I've played a ton of AAAs. Yeah, I've played that list like a ton. I think one of my trophies last season was playing that deck. No, I like that version better into a hot, like a very spiky field. I just saw a really cool, more old school looking version of the deck and really wanted to play it as all. Nothing super crazy to see here on that. All right, I've only got 2 swamps. So once I get this first E-Plague down, if they're really careful, they can stop us from ever playing a second one. But they're just playing a pile driver. Okay. Got a second pile driver. Is it over for me? All right, on tap. You should tap my swamp. I think my best draw for the rest of the game is Underground River. That's really good. Swamp. 1, 2, 3. Engineered Plague. We will be naming Goblin. That'll take out the Matron. They've got 2 War Chiefs and 4 Mystery cards in their hand. I think we pass. Or no, maybe we just need to hit the Goblin Ringleader. No, we'll just pass for now. If this Hydroblast meets a Red Blast and they miss the land drop, then they can't stop us from plaguing them again, and that's brutal for them. 1, 2, 3. Goblin, War Chief. Hydroblast to counter. Here comes the Red Blast. Are we dead? I don't think. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage coming through. All right. We've reached a semblance of stability here, I think. And a Psychatog. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3. Engineered Plague. Goblin. Hope they don't have Bolt. Play a Psychatog? I think so. Fetch for an island. Toggy Tog. Yield through turn. No goons, please. No goons, no bolts. You can have a red blast. I'll just eventually draw something. Wasteland doesn't have text here. Red bolt me. Red blast. Yeah, I can't stop you from doing that. Yield. No goons allowed. We know there's a war chief in hand. 1, 2, 3. Matron. All right. Do you have goon in your deck? Does your deck contain the goon? Or do you just get siege gang to bring me to 1? No, that doesn't even work. They've got goon in their deck. Okay, we need to find action now. Right now. You don't count as action, Underground River. All right, we got one more turn to find it. All right, you've got a goon. Deck, you need to find Gush into multiple things right now. Right now. Logic, you were 1 turn late. Okay, we lose. It was the best possible draw until our opponent had to tap mana, right? Well, they got us. That was a impressive, good job, deck. On 5, I'm happy with how the deck performed. Having to go down to 5. I think logic is even harder to convert now because we want to impose our game plan. So we'll cut one of those and we'll bring in, I think we kind of want to bring an op back in. We just want to like find as many E-Plagues as we can because those are obviously the best card in our deck. If we can win this, I think we wind up with like a 55% win rate across this league. And if we lose it, we end up with like a 45% win rate across this league. Doomwake is raiding with a party of 125. Doom, thank you so much for the raid. We're at the end of this current league, which also, you guys can't see my record. I'll fix that after this league. I'm playing on my Daybreak account, Doomwake. I just got that sorted out today. This is my first stream where I have my Daybreak account active. I'm 2-2 in this league. We're in game 3 against goblins, and I'm on the play, which I will take. Good one, please. Double blue blast. Yep, this constitutes a good one. We'll keep. Anyway, Doom, I hope you had a good stream, buddy. Raiders, real quick. What was Doom actually playing? So Doomwake's going to the Duress Crew Regional tomorrow, or well, Saturday. And I'm going to the Buckeye Brawl, an event probably around the same size, 100 or so players. But that one's in Columbus instead of New York. And I'm just wondering what was, not New York, Massachusetts, I think. I'm just wondering what he was playing. Do still? Tide still? Or stand still, rather? Land still? Ended the day with a Minotaur Premodern League. Minotaur? Was he playing Didgeridoo? Jitteridoo? That thing? Do still? Wait, Didgeridoo stand still? Is that what you're saying offhand? Because that's crazy. All right, our opponent mulliganed to 5, which is also very good. Here's my island. Go. That's insane. Doomwake, someone go yell at him. There's no chance he's bringing, maybe that was just for the memes. There's no way he's bringing that to the Duress Crew Regional. That's crazy. 2-3. Honestly, that's 2 more wins than I could have gotten on a deck like that. So good for him. All right, they did the thing they were supposed to. They kept on Lackey, but I have the answer. All right, untap, draw. What do we see? What do we see? Impulse is a great draw here. Pass the turn. He's probably going to play Green White Madness. I love that. I hope he's on Umodian's list. The Curse Scrolls actually really help in the construction of that deck. All right, end step. Let's impulse for like Tsabo's Web, I think is actually our best hit here because they've got a port and they probably are going to port us in our upkeep. We don't find that, but I will take a basic island, I think, just because like I don't want to get wastelanded out of the game, obviously. So we'll untap. They'll probably port our swamp so we can't E-Plague this turn. Or maybe it's island so I can't counterspell. It really doesn't make a huge difference. Yeah, island's fine. It's tapped. I draw. Oh, well, lucky me. I drew Tsabo's Web anyway. Go. Double Tog. Now I can Tog plus hold up Hydroblast. Or yeah, Hydroblast. I feel like that's pretty good. Yeah, no response. You can fetch. We're going to do Naturalize Tsabo's Web. That would be pretty good. End step, my turn. Untap, draw. Although I feel like E-Plague on Goblin first might be better. No, I think it's actually okay to feed them the first Psychatog. I think I'm going to do that. Tog, go. Third land, tap for 1, 2, 3. Goblin Warchief. I feel like this is fine. They can't really attack with it, which is cool. So now we're just on the hunt for card draw. If we can get card draw, I'll start to feel really, really good about our position. Right now, goblins can kind of still edge their way back into the game. Second Psychatog, I believe, is in our list of cards we're interested in having right now. Let's play the land out. We're not quite in the zone where we're thinking about killing our opponent yet. We're going to go on the Tog aggro plan. Damage. And then here is yet another Psychatog. Do we just Hydroblast this thing now? No, I feel like I'm good on them casting Ringleader. Yeah, we'll just pass. Although if they have Ringleader Red Blast, we're kind of doomed anyway, right? Then we need to draw our second E-Plague again. Get lucky twice. 1, 2, Matron. I suppose that's okay. It'll get eaten up by the E-Plague. I wonder what they're getting off the Matron. Tinkerer to deal with the Tsabo's Web, maybe. Although at this point, I think getting their Rishon import back is it's like a little late for that. We've already kind of like put ourselves into play. What do we even get here? Pile Driver, push through damage, block Togs infinitely. Sparksmith, how do you work? This creature deals X damage to target creature and X damage to you, where X is the number of goblins on the battlefield. I don't know if that's on the list of things I'm allowed to care about. That's fine. Attackers. Activate Sparksmith to try to deal Tog 3 points. And you take 3 points. Yeah, I'm comfortable with my first Tog dying. I have another one in my hand and one more in play. Unstep. My go. Gush, please. I mean, second Plague will do. It will simply do. Plague. Goblin. take care of the matron and the thing the matron went to go search for. Combat, I'm going to attack. Like, we're actually really close to our kill turn. Too bad there won't be any goblins. That's right, Oinkster. All right, we've got a Hydroblast wrapped up. We just need nothing incredibly detrimental to happen to us right now. I guess, ooh, Wasteland, sure, yeah, we actually don't care if they Wasteland or Underground River, I don't think. Goblin Goon, we don't care. We're just going to E-Plague and then it can't attack or block because I have a Tog. We just hold the Hydroblast to stop them from Hydroblasting our Tog, right? Attackers, is this 5/6? Yeah, we don't care about 6 damage, just 1, I agree. Blockers, yeah, I think we got a 3/2 wrapped up with this Tog deck. It's a pretty cool deck. I don't know if I'd recommend it over like the more traditional takes on the deck, but I think it's fine next turn. Not more traditional, but more modern. This is actually a more traditional take on the deck. 1, 2, sorry opponent, you're going to E-Plague twice. Goblin. All right, so you can't block unless you control more, and you can't attack unless you control more. So this attack is just free? Yeah, I would say so. Combat. Doink. Blockers, you can't. And then you may go. No other goblins can exist right now because of the plagues. So they would need a second Goon and a Red Blast. And that still wouldn't beat us because we just simply play another Tog. Yeah, this feels good. My turn, untap, draw. Are we there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, we're just going to attack for 1. This game, we drew our sideboard pieces and didn't mulligan to 5. This felt much, and our opponent did mulligan to 5. This feels good. Don't forget that the Polluted Delta, once we crack it, it's an extra half a point of damage from the Tog. So next turn, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half. We'll be 1 card short of 11 points of damage. So if we see like an opt, it will be lethal. But we're not going to rush it because we have 2 Hydroblasts and there's a Factor Fiction. We'll just attack for 1 again. Beep. You're at 10. I pass. All right, now I think we're going to go for a Factor Fic. Even if they have double Red Blast, I've got like a second Tog to back it up. So go to the end step. We will fetch. We'll grab another island. You want to Red Blast this, good buddy? Factor Fic. They concede. All right. We got there with Takuya's. Takuya. God, I'm bad at names. Oh, now we have to wait for this for MTGO to finish having a seizure before I can do my wrap up before the thing's over. All right, return to details. There we go. We got our chests and our stuff. And do we actually, here's an experiment I've wanted to do. Do we get to have chests on the Daybreak account? No way, right? Tokens, do I type in chest? I will type in chest. Like, I can't make money off this account, can I? No, I don't think these are real because we're on the Daybreak account. Anyway, that's not what's important. What's important is we were able to 3-2 with this deck. Altogether, I think we had one, like of all the games we played, they were all 1-2s and 2-1s. So everything stacked together. It's we were slightly advantaged. We had like a 55-ish% win rate. I think this deck, even though it did work out that we didn't have accumulated knowledge in this particular league, I think this deck should play accumulated knowledge. And I think the maximum number of Factor Fiction you're playing into this current field is probably 1. I know a lot of people think the ideal number is 0. I like cutting the 4th Underground River. The 4th Opt also seems pretty heavy, as does the 3rd Smother. That said, this list still felt fine. You can absolutely take down a mid-size, or even top 8 a large event like the player who piloted this did. The Cabal Interrogators, I have no belief in this card out of the sideboard. I would simply play Phyrexian Furnaces or something. That said, if you like this list, play it. It's great. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I will see you next time.